So originally I injured the ankle back in 2014. I was training, I was up at Hopkins. I can't remember specifically what I was doing. I just remember how bad the ankle roll was. And at the time, the x-rays came back negative. So on our end, it was one of those, let's rehab it, let's see how it bounces back. And then after a couple months of rehab, it bounced back. You know, it was okay. And since then, I've played, clearly. I mean, I played multiple MLL seasons, I played in the World Games. Mentally, there's been no reason to get it checked out. You know, it just seems like I know I've had a long career. I've played a lot of lacrosse. I just figured it was wear and tear, and it's sore a lot, and a lot of my body is sore a lot. It's been, you know, I'm 34, I've been playing for a while.
Kyle Harrison from Johns Hopkins, lefty shot, he scores! What a start for the 05 Tewaaraton winner.
So the reason that we ultimately decided to get checked out is so at the end of every season I take like a month off. Immediately season ends, month off, just because everything's sore, just no different from anybody else. You know, we all get banged up, play banged up, it's part of it. But so once the season's over, shut it down for a while, you know, and then as I slowly start picking training back up again, it's a lot of pickup hoops, very light lifting, and then, you know, a couple months out from training camp is when I'd start really ramping up like the training, the agilities, the plyos, all that stuff. And I think when we started to pick up the lateral movement, so sprinting and then trying to plant off my left foot and explode to my right, that's when I noticed like the pop wasn't what it should be. And not only was it not what it should be, but it was crazy painful. That's what prompted us to head in and get another x-ray and get an MRI. You know, when I first found out, I mean, obviously the first person that hears everything is my wife. And from there, I talked to my parents. My dad's a doctor, uncle's an orthopedic surgeon, so communicated with all them to kind of try and get a better understanding of it. Again, a lot of my fears with this scenario are centered around knowing nothing about it. I think every injury I've had in my career thus far have been things that aren't all that foreign. It's been strained muscles, nicks, rolled ankles, things that mentally, I have a full understanding of what the recovery time is and what the pain level will be as I get better. And then I know that I can come back from that. I know I can come back from a strained muscle. It is what it is. Everybody does that. So this one has me a little uncomfortable because something's really wrong down there and it has to be repaired. There's going to be the obvious rehab and the hours and that go into that, but then after that, there's going to be the mental, like, you're fine, just do what you do. And I know that that's easier said than done. The timetable for coming back is a tough discussion. The timetable is usually 3 months. It can go to 6 months. It's tough to throw out a hard number. I mean, I want to play this year. The most frustrating part about this entire thing is like, if I would have gotten this MRI 5 months ago, right after the season, I could have had surgery and I'd have been at training camp playing this weekend and not at training camp taking pictures and just hanging out, you know? So that's by far my biggest frustration with the timeline. Like, I didn't have to miss, you know, half the season, but at the same time, you know, there was no reason to get it checked out at that point. So as far as when I'll come back, I don't know.